Good morning, Charlotte golfers. Once again, I'm out early, so I got my coffee, check. Out early, check. Excited and ready to go, check. Today, I'm revisiting Tradition Golf Club. I want to come out, I want to look and see what's happened since the last time I was out. It's been about a month. So I want to take a look at the trees that they cut down. I want to revisit the greens. If you like the videos, you like what I've been doing, give me a big thumbs up. It helps a lot. Click that notification bell to let you know whenever new videos are posted. And of course, hit that subscribe button. With that said, let's go take a look. I'm inviting you to come along. So the first tee is this way. Last time I was out, I failed to mention the range is right beside the first tee. So you grab a bucket of balls, come over, you can chip, you can pitch, you can hit a few balls. Place to get warmed up. And I was headed out onto the golf course, and I love the fact that they have this sign right here on the first tee. Pretty cool. Every golf course should have this. Always remember, fix your ball mark and a couple others. And I told myself when I came out that I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of time looking at the greens, but I just can't resist. This is number 1. We are going to go 1 through 18 and just kind of look at the cleanup around the golf course. The greens are looking pretty spectacular. This is to the right of number 2. I believe this green over here is number 5, the par 3, but this is to the right, number 2. If you remember last time we were here, and I'll link that video in the description as well. If you recall, they cut down a lot of trees and they were stacked all in this area, but you can see the wood chips where they've hauled those off, ground out some of those trees, cleaned this area up really nicely. I guess next step, we'll see over there, next step will probably be to grind those stumps down. You can see more of this as they are going to be cutting more trees down. They've actually cut more since we were here, but you can see that's a lot of lumber. As you guys know, I'm no lumberjack, but it looks like someone's been doing some work. Paul Bunyan's been out here. This is to the right of number 2 green. All the trees that were here, you can see all the wood chips. They hauled all these trees off, so they are progressing through this and getting things nice and clean. It's looking really good. This is to the right of number 4, the par 4. This just demonstrates and shows, our stump there shows how many trees they've cut down. Someone asked me why golf courses are cutting down so many trees. There's a few reasons for the trees. Number 1 that comes to my mind is if they can get sunlight on the greens, especially in the winter, faster or sooner, then it limits frost delays on the greens. But then there's shade and airflow. So cutting down some trees increases airflow around the greens, and it also reduces down shade. So grass likes sunlight, and almost all grasses like sunlight. Some do better in shade than others, but for all intents and purposes, most grass likes sunlight. That's why left of number 5, more trees that they'll have to haul off, but they're well out of play. It's a par 3, so it doesn't really come into play there. But you can see right over here, all of those trees that were over there at one point have been removed. As a matter of fact, everything's been removed here. The only thing remaining that still has to go are a few trees right here. You can see how much they cleaned out here. Holy cow. They're moving along and they're getting a lot of stuff done. This is pretty impressive since the last time I was here. Taking a look at the 5th green, this is pretty neat. There's some sun on this, so it'll really show how the greens are coming in. This has already been cut. They're out also spraying this morning. I'm not exactly sure what they're spraying, but it's just part of the maintenance routine for New Bermuda. These greens are looking really good. I mean, really good. Then of course, back here you can see a lot of the trees beside the green have been all cleared out. This is for what we were talking about earlier, shade, airflow. I'll also say it's cold. I'm out before the sun was even above the treetops. It's like 7:30 now. Whew, I don't know if you can see my breath, but it's freezing. Fall is upon us. So you guys might be learning. I had these moments out early on the golf course where I'm looking around, I'm thinking to myself, how cool is this? I don't know if you can see that fog or mist or whatever it is coming off this water. Wasn't there a song like Smoke on the Water? I don't remember. I think there was. Anyway, look how beautiful this is. Holy cow. And you can see here, sun's not even above the treetops. That's why it's so cold. This is number 6, by the way. One of my favorite holes on the golf course. And also, if you recall, last time we were out here, we've got a pile of trees here. There was a lot of work done right here. Doing a lot of work to get these areas around the greens cleaned up. What this will allow is for areas like this to get some growth on it, because this was all in shade. And the Bermuda grass, when it's in that much shade and has these trees sucking up the water, will struggle. It is evident to me now, walking over here beside number 8 green, the little par 3s right here. It is evident that they have hauled off a lot of trees. This stack of trees right here was probably, it represented, I mean, I would say every one of these stumps that you can see that have been cut down, and now there's just a few here. Looks like they're grinding them up and using them for mulch. Smart usage. And I was headed to number 9T, and you can see they have used these mulched up trees in this area here. This is probably one of the most dramatic areas for tree removal. I'm just going to pan so you guys can see. But look how many trees they removed out of this area. It's very clean now. I wanted to give a full look at number 9 green, because it's completely in the sunlight. It should give a fair representation of how the green looks. And I'll just kind of walk it so you can see. Bermuda is looking outstanding. Little maturity, little time, they'll be perfect. I will say that I'm very glad to see tradition with the New Bermuda. It's a really good golf course. It's a very challenging golf course. You have to hit your golf ball very straight here. And you take the golf course, they're going to put in some, looks like they're putting some TLC into it and cleaning up the edges. Lots of Bermuda grass. They'll be spraying out and applying weed control and just really taking care of the golf course. Combine all of that with really good Bermuda greens, and it'll be good to see tradition back where it belongs, at the top of the favorites list in Charlotte. I did want to mention they have tons of shirts and shoes.
Right ahead, sir. Head position is
Gloves,
90 degrees.
golf balls,
Correct straight on.
and if you're a glutton for punishment, they have umbrellas. I actually bought a pair of these Asics. They are really comfortable. And no, this video is not sponsored by Asics, but those shoes are comfortable. And I also wanted to feature the fact that the grill has really good food. I used to come in here years ago on my lunch break, and I'll grab a cheeseburger, and man, they're good. There's the prices. Cheeseburger's $8. You get French fries. French fries are great. They also have water station, coffee, you know, your standard golf fare. Liquor drinks, chips, and they've recently painted. Look how good it looks in here. New tables, new chairs, it looks like. New carpet. Maybe not new tables and chairs, but definitely new carpet, new paint. It's really encouraging to see the work being done. I'm looking at number 11. When we get up there, you'll see there's just been several trees cut down, and right back behind that green, you can see the cars driving on the road. Opening that up like that is huge for the grass on the greens. But this is a really good perspective to show how clear this is now compared to how it was years ago. And this is to demonstrate a point I was going to make. Some of the trees that were cut down needed to be cut down simply because they were dead. When they get older, weaker, or they're dying, they can actually become a danger to people. Those trees can topple over in the wind. And if they're old and dead, you can see this whole area back here has all been cleaned out. But those trees that are older, that might be on their last leg, you got to take those things out so that they don't potentially cause a danger to the golfers. On 12 here, standing at about the 100-yard marker, give or take. This is one of the holes I really wanted to see, because last time I was out here, this hole needed a lot of cleanup work. All the way down this cart path, there was a lot of debris. The grass needed to be cut. So I wanted to see, for me, this was going to be the true sign of how much work has been done out here to clean things up. And you can see it's nice and clean. Now, the golf course got a lot of rain here recently. I don't know if you guys were aware, but in Charlotte, we got a tremendous amount of rain, so the fairways are still kind of wet. But this hole has been cleaned up dramatically. It's looking great. Taking a look at 16T, I did want to point this out. They've left a lot of the trees that cover the cart paths right here on 16, which is really nice, because in the summer, this is a really good shade area. So when it's really hot, this is such a good place to rest for shade, especially if you're waiting on a group in front of you. But I like to see that they've left all this canopy here for the aesthetics. This is 17 from the back tee. It's one of my favorite holes on the golf course. 17 and 18 are two really good finishing holes. You can see there is a bunker here. There's not a lot of room to drive the golf ball. And you have to hit driver to get it up to the fairway. And when you do, you have about somewhere, 150 to 130, give or take. This is a really good hole. And looking on 18T, this is 18 fairway. I wanted to show you what removing trees will do for grass. This is the back of the tee box. You can see this really shaded area. This shaded area, here's the tee box, and then this shaded area back here is always kind of struggled. This is zoysia that they planted back here on this back tee. If you take, let me step here so you can see. If you take, see how these trees are just dominating this area. You start taking some of these trees out and allow that sun that's trying to peek through there to get on this. It will help this grow better and be healthier. So all in all, removing the trees is such a good practice, especially on a golf course that's been around as long as tradition. Just trees are here now that weren't here 20, 30 years ago. I also like the fact that right here around 18 green, clubhouse is here, 10 tees here, 18 green here. You can see since the last time we were here, they came through and kind of knocked this back a little bit. But also, this will give you a perspective of 18 green. Very impressed with what I've seen now compared to a month ago. A lot of work has been done. I mean, a lot of work. I wasn't expecting this much to have been completed, but it has. In the last month since I was here, I went back and checked the calendar. I think I was here on the 19th, give or take, of August. So that's given them about a month. I didn't really expect the greens in 1 month. I mean, that's not enough time for maturity. I wasn't expecting the greens to be dramatically different. They were great when we were out here last time, but I definitely was not expecting so much work to have been done on the golf course. I'm very pleased with what I see. You can get your tee times booked for Tradition at charlottegolf.com. If you liked the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Lets me know that you care. Hit that notification bell. Go ahead and subscribe. And until the next video, my friends, hit them long and hit them straight.